It was over 4 years ago when Gina Carano was fired from The Mandalorian, fired by Disney and Lucasfilm, and they slandered her. They lied about her in the process, and she essentially got her career tanked and destroyed. Well, a few years after that, she said that she was going to sue Disney with the help of Elon Musk funding a massive lawsuit against Disney, and she took them to court. And we heard a lot of things from the media. We heard a lot of things from Disney Star Wars fans. We heard the response from Disney. All these people in the mainstream media thought there's no chance this case is going to get dismissed. It's not a big deal. She has nothing. Well, it continued on to the point where Disney was ordered to hand over a bunch of different documents and discovery and set up for depositions, like all these different things. Well, the news came out yesterday that Disney has decided, Disney and Gina Carano decided to settle this lawsuit over the Mandalorian firing. And depending on which article you go to, they're going to have a little bit different phrasing. You have something like Hollywood Reporter. Disney Lucasfilm settled a lawsuit from Gina Carano over Mandalorian firing. Over on Variety, Gina Carano Disney settled legal dispute over Mandalorian firing. My favorite headline from the mainstream media may have been from Deadline. This really is the way Gina Carano pile drives Disney over Mandalorian firing with settlement and job offers. I was kind of shocked by this headline from Deadline.
Yeah, from Deadline.
But yes, we've got a statement from Gina. We got a statement from Disney as well. But let's read through this. Ahead of the September trial date, Disney and Gina Carano have put down their lightsabers over the former MMA fighter's more than year-long discrimination lawsuit. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, didn't the trial get delayed till 2026, like February 2026?
Yes, because Disney was supposed to turn over documents and they were dragging their feet, so they asked the judge for an extension. So it got moved. I think it got moved to February of next year. So yeah, I think, or maybe it was September, but it was like, anyway, it got pushed back months. It was actually supposed to start in July last month. The original trial was supposed to start in July of last month.
Yeah, and it was clear that Disney was kind of doing everything they could to delay it. I think a lot of times along the way, they thought they were going to be able to shut this down. And they were not able to, and it was clear it was going forward. And let's be honest, the one thing that Disney did not want was this going to trial and all of these things potentially getting out there. And, well, let's get through it, then we'll talk about it. In a joint filing day in federal court, the ex-Star Wars series star and the Bob Iger-run conglomerate asked for the Elon Musk-backed legal action to be dismissed, with the company clearly on bended knee. And this is just the, hey, they've reached an agreement, blah, blah, blah. A judge will have to sign off on the request, but this is de facto done and dusted in a galaxy far, far away and here at home, with a distinct win for the openly conservative Gina Carano. While no specific details on the settlement have been revealed, Disney and Carano clearly are back in business. To that, a source told Carano, close to Carano, told me she's happy with how things were dealt with. Now, this is the statement from Gina. We'll read it. I've come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. To my lawyers, who walked me through unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I'm humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you for all your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that's kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter of my life. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling. From my heart to yours, Gina. That obviously went pretty 72,000 likes over there on Twitter. And then Disney's response is over here. On the other side, in this era of bending the knee and ring kissing in the face of MAGA forces, the House of Mouse once again today adopted that trying to please the red state tone it's been putting out there. Today, they try to make it more dignified. The Walt Disney Company Lucasfilm are pleased to announce we've reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-star, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. A little bit different tone here than all the statements they've been putting about her for 4 years.
Just a tad.
We'll get to that. In case you had any doubt who the victor was here, let the last sentence of Disney Lucasfilm's statement hit you hard. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the near future.
Interesting.
Now, we don't know what the details of the settlement are. I have no idea. It sounds like probably money and potentially an opportunity to get her job back. But we're just guessing based on the statements. Gina seems really happy with it. And look, as somebody who's gotten to know her a little bit over the past couple of years, I'm really happy for her that this is all done and in the past. As somebody who wants to see Disney burn and bleed and be embarrassed in every fucking way possible, man, I personally wish for me that this could have somehow, some way gotten even further. We could have got some of these things out there. Does that mean that I ever thought that even with discovery and even with deposition, does that mean we'd get all the financial documents and find out this? No. But in terms of some of the communications, in terms of some of the people who were responsible for this decision, in terms of depositions, of these big fucking players at these companies, finding out a little bit more about who potentially could have been involved in some of these decisions, those are the things I desperately wanted to see. Those are also the things that Disney probably desperately wanted to keep hidden and was willing to pay a lot of money to make go away. But what's your take on it, Jay? Before we get to the Disney Star Wars fans who are not happy about this.
I hope she finds closure. I know it was a big stress burden on her for a long time. It's kind of it is an interesting story though. She gets fired. Star Wars official Twitter made that post, like basically like her comments on social, what do they use? Abhorrent? Is that the word that they use? Something like that?
It was a Lucasfilm like PR person that put those statements out there to the trades, and I believe the Twitter account may have also echoed it, but yes.
So they said that she attacked by probably the face of cancel culture, I guess, a victim of cancel culture for a good while, and randomly Elon Musk buys Twitter, then randomly decides to front the money for the case. Disney tries to get this case thrown out multiple times, quoting a whole bunch of different things. Like you said, definitely didn't want to go to discovery. A lot of things back and forth, but this was just a shock to me as anyone else. So I was actually out and about, and I learned about it on Twitter, probably like the majority of people did. I just hope she finds closure and finds some peace and can put this behind her and move on. Will we see Cara Dune? Probably not, in my opinion. I don't think Cara Dune will make an appearance, because I think after the Mando and Grogu film, that whole Mando chapter will be closed from Lucasfilm, unless that movie does like gazillion dollars, and then I
think that no matter what happens with that movie, we're getting the Dave Filoni Mandoverse movie, right? I believe that. Yes, I believe that no matter what happens with, unless it makes $100 million or something, but
okay,
I believe that movie is happening no matter what. Just quite frankly, I think it's going to happen. Maybe you see her show up there. Look, as again, somebody who knows her, I'm glad she's happy. I hope she doesn't come back. I desperately hope she doesn't come back. I don't want to see her with Disney Star Wars again. Disney Star Wars is dog shit. I thought her character was fine. I talked about it in my initial reviews of The Mandalorian. Despite some people that may have deleted their initial reviews after deciding to be like, oh, Gina's on our side, whatever, right? Mine are up there. You can go watch them. I wouldn't recommend it because I was a terrible YouTuber. But they are still up there. I didn't take them down or anything. And, I liked her character. I liked Cara Dune fine. I had tons of problems with The Mandalorian, and it only got worse as the Mandoverse went on. I think that thing is hot garbage. And me, as someone who likes her, I don't want her anywhere close to Disney Star Wars. I think that Disney is still a company that hates people like me, hates people like her, and who knows what ungodly amount of money it was, or who knows what this settlement entails. But I hope for her, she moves on with her career. And look, these are people that fucking slandered her, right? Now they're putting out these, even a year ago, they slandered her in court. And now they're putting out statements like what an incredible person she is, and everybody loves her so much, and blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously a massive public about face from Disney about her. But I wanted to see them fucking bleed. Like, absolutely bleed and be gutted. How much of that we really could have seen with the laws in California the way that they are, how much of what Discovery came out would we actually have access to? I don't know. But I do know that it's over. And the idea that she could potentially be coming back to Disney Star Wars, some people aren't very happy about that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what is here? This is what I was looking for. There's this OnlyFans Star Wars fan. Unfortunately, it refreshed. Sad to see Disney bow down to a transphobe. Her fine was 100% justified, and I hope she never gets another role at Lucasfilm. Hoping they settle just to shut her up. Let her fade back into irrelevancy with her fellow conservative nut jobs. Anyway, fuck Gina Carano and any other right-wing transphobes. What about this person? Right. Please don't refresh to the top of this person's feed. All right, I wasn't on their feed, thank God. Never forget she begged to come back to Star Wars because every other career move she tried her own miserably failed. Talentless hack. Shame on Disney. You've got this guy. Please don't refresh. Fuck. To the top of his feed.
Well, these people have all blocked me for some reason.
Bro, this guy has blocked me, but I can still see his tweets.
Yeah. Right there, you had it.
He deleted one of them. He deleted one of them.
Knights of Melvin has them.
He deleted one of them because I recorded a video with it in there. Anyway, he was really fucking triggered. There's no way this bozo ever actually returns to Star Wars in a big way. From the way that official statements read, it feels like the son was just to get her to stop whining above all else. Either way, it's a horrible look and sets an awful precedent. This is going to continue. I'm sure there's a lot more people melting down today. The idea that the remaining Disney Star Wars fans, pronouns and bios, people, stuff like that, they would have a fucking fit if she returned, which is about be the only silver lining if she did. I don't want her to because I think she's too good for Disney Stars. Say the fuck away.
I agree. I don't want to see her back either. And but to see these meltdowns would be glorious. That's all. That's the only thing. It's like the freaking these people will lose their minds. I mean, worse than ever before if they saw Cara Dune walk through any type of Disney Star or a different character that she's there. They will lose their minds. Heck, they probably would lose their minds if she ended up in a Marvel film or back with Deadpool or something like that. Who knows? Just because they're associated with Disney. So I think it's hilarious. Because these are the same people that were like, Disney will never settle. She'll lose. These
are the people that were saying there was no case to begin with. There was nothing there. It was going to immediately get dismissed. And a lot of people in the mainstream media were saying the same thing about it. Obviously not the case. We don't know. We don't know exactly what the terms of the settlement are. No. But it's clear that Disney was on their heels throughout this entire thing. Every single time there was a decision or a motion that was set forth, Disney got their ass handed to them effectively.
Yes, that's right. And it was a Biden appointed judge. So they were, I do remember reading something that they were a little nervous that it was a very heavy liberal judge that they had. But yeah, they kept pushing this case forward every time they wanted to get it thrown out. 4+ years though, man, going through all this and just waiting. And, the thing is I think the Comic-Cons really showed how much she is truly loved and everything that she went through, seeing all the people lining up, and basically telling her the same thing, whatever you decide, we're with you, whatever you decide, whatever. And that was good for her to see. So who knows, maybe she'll come out and do an interview and talk about it and all that stuff. But I'm sure there's heavy NDAs that were signed to all of that. So
I would imagine we have no details about the settlement, and we have no details about if she could potentially come back. It's just speculation based on what they said, obviously. But
I get why there's a lot of people upset, a lot of people passionate, a lot of people invested. They really, like you said, they wanted to see whatever as far as she could take it for whatever reason to see Discovery. So I totally get people's passion over that. So being invested in this for so long and hoping for the outcome that they personally wanted. So
yeah, and that's why it says
it's a passion for it. And yeah, get angry, get upset. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And that's what I mean. It feels strange for me because if she's happy with this, then that's a good thing. I'm happy for her, move on with her life and all that stuff. I desperately hope she does not return to Disney Star Wars. You know what I mean? because I think Disney Star Wars is shit. And I think that a lot of the people, now maybe not a lot of the people that you're working with there, but obviously I still think that this corporation
The
as
company,
a whole, there's a lot of people there, a lot of people in power and business making decisions, stuff like that, that fucking despise people like me because of the way that we think. And so I hope that she doesn't go back personally. And I want to see Disney burn and bleed as much as humanly possible. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But that is the end of the Gina Carano lawsuits. 4 years, 4.5 years, February of 2021 is when all this shit started. It seems like a lifetime ago.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, again, I just hope she has closure and moves on and is successful in whatever she wants to do.